Hello, class of 2021. Greetings, Miss Rowley here. I am so happy to have this moment to talk to you about some requirements for you as you enter your senior year. I know I'm probably happier about it than you are, but that's okay because that's what I'm here for. I hope your summers are treating you well and that you're finding time to rest and relax and enjoy time with family and friends despite the current global pandemic that we're in. I'm very excited to think of the promise or prospect of being able to be live with you in person on September 10th. That's pretty exciting to me as I love my seniors. Yes, I do. The purpose of this YouTube video is to talk to you about some things that will be required of you as you enter your senior year. First is your summer writing assignment that I am absolutely late to the game and rolling out to you, but I feel okay about that. I feel like we all needed a break from computers. So here I am on August 3rd rolling that out. In addition, I'm going to touch on some important factors about the senior project that you might have questions about. And I did post a video back, I think, in April about the senior project, but I'm just going to hit on some highlights for those of you go-getters who like to get a head start on some of the stuff that's required of you. I have had contact with some seniors or incoming seniors about completing community service hours and whatnot, and that's amazing. If you have the opportunity to do that, get her done. Because trust me, you're so much better off in the long run, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But let's flash back to your senior writing assignment. Some of you may have heard through the grapevine, especially if I visited classrooms in the spring before we broke for Coronacation. You may have heard me talk about the summer writing assignment, which is the college essay, or in some cases, the personal narrative. Let's talk about that. If you are an ECE next year, whether you have SCOT or myself, you will be expected to enter the school year, so September 10th by 2:08, with 3 shitty first drafts of 3 various college essay topics. I say shitty first drafts not because I like to swear, but because I like to refer to a chapter written by a woman named Anne Lamott, who wrote a book called Bird by Bird, which a chapter titled Shitty First Drafts is held near and dear to my heart. And in essence, Lamont argues that there is no such thing as a perfect draft the first time around. In fact, it probably will take you 30 times to craft an essay that is actually enough confident inducing for you. That doesn't make sense, but induces enough confidence in you to submit to the college of your dreams. And so as you sit ECE kids to write this essay or those essays, what I want you to do is remember that you're good writers. That's not the question. It's the topic that matters. And you may not hit the topic the first time, especially on submission to me or Ms. Escott. That's not the point. It's just to generate some ideas and get them out into the universe so that we can find some glimmer of topics that we can then workshop and polish and polish and polish. Same thing for you guys, 12A. The only difference is that you'd be responding to 2 that would be due September 10th by 2:08 electronically to either Miss Aborn Parabella or myself. I want you to remember this. It's more important for you to get ideas down on paper than it is for you to have this gem of an essay on the first shot. So you need to reduce that pressure on yourself to have an absolutely brain, mind-blowing, like, topic. It's not going to happen. You might think I'm coming across as abrasive, and that's not my point because I'm not insensitive, but I will share with you some do's and don'ts. And this is for everybody, 12A, ECE, 12B. If you're writing a college essay, think about a topic that actually speaks to who you are as an individual. Not being insensitive, but your parents divorced when you were 7. How does that make you an individual? That's your parents' story, not yours. The impact that it might have had on you, maybe it made you like it was compelling enough for you to do something that was so outside your comfort zone that the end result was X, Y, and Z. That's your story. What is your story? I have seen kids take food and make metaphors. Sometimes they're cringy. I will share exemplars of essays that are from kids from other schools who wrote brilliant essays that were about food, about how they compared themselves to a hummus wrap with some tabbouleh because they were tangy and ethnic and delicious. I don't know. I will share essays with you about the time a student peed herself instead of asking to go to the bathroom because she didn't want her French teacher to think that she wasn't disciplined. That was a fail, by the way. And that was written for Yale, but more to come on those. But the point is your voice. not someone else's voice, and not to be self-deprecating. This is not a time for you to put yourself down. One of the prompts for the Common App, and for those of you who don't know what the Common App is yet, it's going to become your next best friend. It is a way for colleges and universities, and 600 plus colleges and universities use this now. It's a way for them to streamline the application process. So most of your schools, whether it's Ivy or whether it's private or whether it's state, use the Common App. And for example, UConn, their requirement, 1 Common App essay response. And you're going to have a document that I'm going to share within this content block on P-Learning that has the 7 prompts for 2021 listed there. And I would suggest that you write your essays on those. But I will say this, if you're applying to some of the more privatized, competitive state or universities or colleges, there's going to be something called supplementals. The idea is for you to write what's most important for you. So like, for example, if you're applying to Brown, they have the Common App. And so that's the 1 essay that requires 250 to 650 words. Not over 650, not under 250. On average, 500 words seems to be the sweet spot. That's where I've seen the most success. But they have supplementals. So those puppies can be, like Brown has 8, and it can be anywhere from 10 words or 250 words. Like NYU has one that's 5 words, or at least they did last year, and it was describe yourself, 5 words. Well, do they want a complete sentence? Do they want 5 adjectives? What do you know? Like, what do they want? And you're going to be asking yourself that question because it's completely normal, because you're writing for this unknown audience. Be gentle with yourselves. If you're funny, write a funny essay. If you're not funny, don't write a funny essay. But be you, the most authentic version of yourself. And if there's something unique about you, tap into that. And it could be something as mundane as like you play the accordion. I don't know why that just came to mind. But anyway, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to your teachers, okay? I'm happy to help you through the process, even if I am not your teacher next year. 12B, your requirement is 1 personal narrative college essay that will be due by 2:08 on Tuesday, September 15th. You'll be sharing that with Mr. Ford or Miss Aborn Parabello. And it's the same idea. If you have a story, you tell the story. So I think that covers the Common App and the college essay requirements. Again, if I've missed something or I'm not clear on something, I talk very fast because I am a spaz. Reach out to me. I will absolutely answer any questions that you possibly may have. Be happy to, okay? On to the senior project. And myself and Miss Gray are the advisors, and I posted a video back in April. I think I said that at the beginning of this. I would encourage you to rewatch that. I'm going to actually resend it out to your parents too. You're welcome, so they can hound you about this. But I do want to point out something that's very important. And every year I get the same response because I only teach seniors, and every year I say the same thing. Oh, boo-hoo. Your senior project paper, regardless if we're in a pandemic or not, and we're going virtual, is usually due October. Okay, that is a funky date because it's usually the 3rd or the last week of October. Here's what you need to know. The paper, right? If you're going for successful, I wish it was 500 words, don't you? It's a 1,500 word paper, research-based, thesis-driven, that's about a topic of your choice. Now here's the caveat. I've yet to receive, nor Ms. Gray has received, a majority of this year's seniors' proposals for the senior project. That's problematic because that does not allow you to move forward with an advisor, which you need before you move forward on the paper. I'm telling you now, you need to get that stuff done. I've received some very lovely emails from kids who've dropped the ball and are apologetic. That's fine because you're not alone. And I'm happy to say that most of the advisors aren't taken yet. Some are, but for those of you who have recently reached out, you're fine. And those of you who've spoken with advisors who are willing to take on more than 2 students, you're fine. If that's agreed upon, that's their business, not mine. I don't interfere with that. But I will say, get that proposal back to me or Miss Gray. Within that, it's going to ask you what you want to do for community service, which could be problematic because people don't want to be around people right now. It also could be. It also will ask you about your paper topic. This is flexible. It's not a locked or set in stone topic. If you want to change it, you can. You have plenty of time to do so. But I will say this, because of the due date, I would get it done over the summer especially if you have nothing else to do, because if you are applying to some of the more competitive universities or colleges, or you have your set on your dream school, you're going to want to apply early. Those early application dates collide with the due date of the senior project paper. Most early decision, early action dates are November 1st. Some are as early as October 15th, and some go as late as November 15th. I know Ivies go for December 1. So ironically enough, those dates come up fast, and it's a lot to consider, especially when you are in some cases filling out multiple applications for multiple schools, and that is going to be a heavy focus for you. So I'm telling you, if I were you, I'd get the paper done. But what do I know? I procrastinated just like you. Hey, I procrastinated in getting this video out to you, so I'm not really the best role model, am I? Food for thought. So for successful, it's 1,500 words, 3 to 5 varied sources, newspaper articles, journal articles, academic essays, no blogs, but interviews are fine as long as they're viable sources, okay? But vary that genre up because you're going to get nixed in the first round of edits for successful. If you hand your paper in on time, right, and you want to go for highly successful, you can edit to highly successful. Great news, right? The requirements for highly successful are 2,000 words. I think it's 4 to 7 varied sources, and an outline. Same submission date, everything's the same. If you hand it in on time and you don't get highly successful the first time, and I'm going to say it again, if you hand it in on time, you can go for highly successful. Looks great on college transcripts, just saying. And then you get a fancy like tassel or something at graduation, a medal, you get to wear it. It really enhances the aesthetics of your gown. But if you have questions about your senior projects, reach out to me, watch the video. The forms for senior project are on the your class of 2021 Plurn page. But just to kind of make clear, if you're doing your community section, if you're doing your community service, that is an 8-hour minimum requirement for successful. For highly successful, 8+. Okay, go figure. Presentations we'll talk about as we get closer to that date, but that's not until March, April, depending upon how the school year goes. Again, reach out to your teachers if you have questions about it, your advisors, me, but get on this, guys. It would be really only in your best interest, and in these uncertain times, it's nice to alleviate some stress where you can. That's at least my school of thought. So I'm here for you. I look forward to meeting you in person. I look forward to talking to you virtually, whatever it looks like. We're gonna have a great year. It's gonna be amazing, and know that, okay? I can't think of anything else. I know I'm missing something, but that's what email is for. All right, on that note, go have some fun, get some work done, enjoy the summer as much as you can, and we'll see you in September, okay? Peace out.